Okay, this is just another short video about the iPad and some of the things people are saying. Boy, oh boy, I didn't realize people like Zoll and stuff were this blind. I mean, you can tell that their hatred for the product is out of sheer jealousy and their hatred of Apple, not because they think the product's gonna be bad. I mean, come on, guys, are you serious? People are complaining about the black bars, when all you gotta do is tap the screen and it'll fill up. And MacWord proved on Blu-ray on a nice expensive widescreen TV, you're still gonna get the black bars on some of the Blu-ray. And then people say, oh, just go in and change the aspect ratio. Yeah, I'm sure you can do that on all TVs, and I'm sure if you could, everybody knows how to do that. And if you change the aspect ratio, that's no different than just tapping on the screen if you do the iPad. You all are just pulling excuses out of your ass just to pull them out of your ass is all you're doing. Let me explain something to you guys. You all need to go to the store and buy a Clue with all that money you saved on getting a PC, because this thing is an e-reader. And if it was widescreen and they turned it vertical to read a book, things would look stretched or maybe squished, and it would just be out of proportion. Don't you understand that? Or are you just looking at the fact that you're just so nearsighted and dumb that you can't see the other uses for a 4x3? Do you actually think they went 4x3 just because they wanted to? Of course it was because they wanted to, but do you think that was the only reason? You actually think they didn't sit down and talk about this and do studies and tests and polls to figure out the best resolution and aspect ratio for this device? Do you think they just threw 4x3 on there on a whim just because it's the easiest thing to do? I mean, do you honestly don't think that they actually done research on this? Nobody is going to be able to tell a difference that much, especially with the resolution of this iPad, especially when you can tap it and fill the screen up. All these little excuses are just complete bullshit. Try to watch a HD on your netbook. Try to watch an HD video on your netbook. What are you going to do? Use a DVD? Oh no, they don't come with DVD players, because you all said that was stupid when the MacBook Air come out with no DVD player. Remember, that was dumb. But now netbooks don't have none. But then you say, well, netbooks are small. I don't want a DVD player with it. Well, damn. I've seen 11-inch computers be called netbooks. The MacBook Air is just an inch and some bigger than that. Just a little over an inch bigger. And you can call an 11 point something inch notebook a netbook, and you can't call a 13-inch very thin laptop a netbook? Bullshit. Those netbooks that you all have are absolutely good at nothing. They just barely skim by at do whatever they do. If you do not watch an HD video that's been encoded to play back on a netbook, that's been encoded with a lower bit rate and stuff, you're going to get nothing but stutter. Nothing but stutter. Of course, you're going to have some of these guys that say, no, I can play HD video and not get stuttered. And maybe some of you can if you got one of these big NVIDIA netbooks with their new Tegra chip in, or whatever you call that thing, that new thing they got in netbooks. But for the most part, 90% of all netbooks out there stutter with true HD video. That's just the way it is. You want to run Photoshop on a netbook? Who the fuck are you? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? The absolute netbook, it absolutely does nothing that I need over an iPad. An iPad is just going to be an awesome experience. I'm going to be sitting here having my subscription to Time Magazine, the New York Times, and all this great stuff, all this e-reader stuff, these magazines, these periodicals, these newspapers, and you're all going to be stuck on your netbook. So don't come to me like the netbook is the same thing when it's not. You're going to be able to have a camera kit to be able to plug in a camera, and so the rumor goes. I haven't seen the kit, but it supposedly will let you use a camera or SD card or something. And when they say camera, how do we know they're not going to let you hook up your own external video camera? If you can hook up your regular camera, why wouldn't you be able to hook up a video camera? I don't know. I'm just speculating here. We don't know what Apple's going to roll out when it actually comes time to release the product. But the main reason is what I'm saying is people like Zoll, their arguments are so shallow that I'm really do believe that they're just saying this stuff just for the sake of having something to say, because there's really nothing else for them to say about it. Nobody wants Flash anymore. Everybody wants to switch to HTML5. The iPad and iPod and that's making this happen. Okay? Multitasking is bullshit. Multitasking is complete bullshit, because I might understand it, you Zoll might understand it, or you, whoever else out there might understand it, but my mom don't understand it. If she has an iPad that allows multitasking, she's gonna say, "Ooh, here's my Facebook. Okay, I want to run Safari. Okay, oh yeah, let's play this. Let's do this too." And she's gonna get 10 applications piled up in the background, and then she's gonna come and say, "Hey, what's wrong with my iPad? Why is it so slow? Why?" You don't understand. You're not thinking, you're not using your head, or you just don't have the futuristic vision that Apple has to see these kind of things, the foresight to see the kind of problems that are going to arise. You're only wanting this thing to meet your geek needs. And what you don't get is 75% of the people buying this ain't going to be into technology. Okay, they want it to work, and they want it to be easy, and they want it to be a good experience. You know, maybe if you're a geek and you like to hack and do all this IT stuff, no doubt a netbook would be better for you. And I'm not saying that an iPad is better than a netbook in that regard. If you want to hack and do IT stuff and work like stuff like that, then definitely a netbook is better for you. And I'm sure you can say that too. But it would be ignorant of me to not say the opposite also. If a netbook is better for a person who wants to do that kind of stuff, then an iPad is going to be better for the average user who just wants to surf the web, watch movies, read the newspaper, read their books and stuff like that. Of course the iPad would be better than somebody with a netbook. Doing presentations, of course an iPad is going to be better unless you want to stand on the stage like a waiter with your laptop. The screens suck, the keyboards suck, the mice suck. It's just a completely different experience, and I think they're kind of meant to be two different things. The iPad, you know what the iPad is for, but the laptop netbook is just a shrunk down version of a desktop laptop, and I don't need that. I can get a 13-inch MacBook that's pretty small. I can take it wherever I want to go. I don't need a 7-inch netbook. I need an iPad. And for all y'all saying, "Oh, the black bars, that's just it. You can calibrate your TV aspect ratio." Are you all kidding me? Seriously? Are you all kidding me? I don't know what you're all talking about, but that is just complete and utter foolishness. Well, just adjust your aspect ratio on your TV. The iPad has black bars. Sucks. Give me a break, people. Y'all just don't get it. You all just don't get it. You're not going to get it either. Not until you get an iPad in your hands. And when you get an iPad in your hands, then I think you're going to get it. Because everybody says, "Oh, they just blocking Flash because they want you to buy the apps and not play the Flash games." Bullshit. Because HTML5 allows web games just like Flash does. And if that was the case, they wouldn't want HTML5 either. Okay, so that's complete and utter horseshit that you're all saying. They don't want Flash because it gives it an unstable and unsecure and CPU hogging experience. All this fantasy about they're not letting it line their own pockets to make people buy applications is bullshit, because HTML5 supports web apps too, web games too. Okay? So come down off your high horse thinking that your little cheap ass netbooks are better because they run a desktop operating system. Okay? You know what? You might have a full-blown desktop OS and be able to run full-blown desktop applications, but you can also get full-blown desktop viruses. If you're going to attempt to run desktop applications on a desktop OS on a netbook, you're a bigger fool than I even thought. Everybody says Windows Starter sucks. It sucks. And if you're going to put anything but Windows Starter on there, you're going to have a horrible experience, I think, because a netbook just ain't meant to push Windows 7. Talk about a horrible experience. It's a desktop OS, not a mobile OS. Why do you guys want a desktop OS on a mobile device? You need a mobile OS on a mobile device. DRBUK said it perfect in his video. Y'all need to go watch his videos. You don't want a desktop operating system on a mobile device. That's just completely muting the point, I think. And people who say they want OS 10 on a tablet, go buy a mod book. Go buy a 13-inch MacBook Pro. Why do you want a desktop OS on a 10-inch device? The MacBook's just 3 inches bigger. A desktop OS on a mobile device? Talk about a horrible experience. Don't you guys understand this? A desktop OS is meant to run on desktop hardware. Okay? If they put OS 10 on a fucking tablet, it would be no different than anything else. It wouldn't be spectacular at all. This mobile iPhone operating system is what makes this iPad what it is. Okay? If you had a desktop, if you had OS 10 on a mobile device, you're just going to get disappointment. And Apple knows this. And I'm surprised that you geeks out there don't know this. Okay? So this is a quick video, just touching on some of the things that I feel, and I've got another one coming. I've got several videos coming about the iPad because I just don't think you guys get it. I don't think you understand how shitty netbooks are and how dumb it is to try to run a desktop operating system on something with an Atom processor in it, okay? I think it's ridiculous. You're all just complaining about things for the sake of complaining about it. As I said, netbooks are better for certain people that are into IT and stuff, maybe. But if I can say that, it would be dumb of me not to say that iPad would be better for people who are into media and just wanting to read periodicals and as a daily average device. Okay? Nobody wants to pack around a netbook. That looks fucking stupid. iPads are cool. I can slide it down in my backpack and just slide it out. As soon as you touch the screen, it's on. I mean, it's just like the iPod. I mean, it's bam, right there. Do you all understand how great this is? With a netbook, you got to flip the screen up and wait for it to wake up. With an iPad, it's just going to be instant. Okay, you all just don't get it. And they're saying 1 out of 5 doctors are getting one. That's huge. That's huge. Anyway, see you next time. OSTM brothers.